Hi, friends. Welcome to the next episode of Mindset Minutes. This is Rochelle and Monica here with the popular, the pragmatic, and perfect Powell Chee. Thanks for joining us,
Oh,
Monica.
wow, that was impressive.
Monica is going to share with us your background, and then we're going to jump into some fun questions about mindset. So over to you, Monica.
Thanks, Rochelle. So just quickly, a little bit about Powell. Powell is a native of California, and he's developed a specialization for investing in out-of-state multifamily properties. He focuses on affordable markets with solid returns. The foundation of his success is his ability to constantly build a strong network of local market specialists and out-of-state investors. Since 2017, he has purchased two apartment buildings totaling over 100 plus units and is actively pursuing other opportunities. He runs a phenomenal multi-chapter meetup group called Out of State Multifamily Investors, which grew to 400 plus members in just 6 months. He holds 2 master's degrees, and as an award-winning sales executive, he achieved the top honor of President's Circle Award winner for a Fortune 500 company. He currently resides in Los Angeles with his beautiful and supportive wife, Angie. So, Powell, just right off the bat, how important do you think mindset is to become a success in this business?
I mean, to me, mindset is probably one of the top 2 things. I mean, I can't really think of what else is like more important than mindset. I mean, it really helps drive you through thick and thin. If you have the right mindset, whether you're young, old, have a job, don't have a job, male, female, any different race, it doesn't really matter. Really, if you have the right mindset in this game, you can be successful. So.
I totally agree. So what mindset have you had to embody to grow in this business?
How do I say this? Is that I've embodied I would say is the growth mindset, the one where you really have to just try to grow as a person, not just as an investor, but really try to grow as a person the most. So developing many different types of skills, putting yourself in positions where you're a little afraid, things like that are all ways to grow as a person.
So when you talk about like growing where you're like stepping is that like when you're talking about stepping like out of your comfort zone and pushing yourself outside of those fear elements? Could you give us like an example of how your mindset has helped you to do that?
Sure. I mean, one of the first examples I can think of was one of the first early meetups that I was going to when I first started real estate investing, and I was raising money for people who fix and flip for my brother's business. And I honestly didn't know too much about real estate at that point. And my brother and his mentor were like, hey, you know what you should do is go to a real estate investing meeting and then just tell people you're a private lender. And from there, just start networking with people. And so I was like, okay, I'll do that. And I stood up and I said, hey, I'm a private lender and I work with this group of people and this is what we do. But do I know much else? I didn't tell them, but I just said, I didn't know much else besides that. And I really had a lot of questions that came to me and I was like, I don't know what you're talking about, but I will find out the answer and go from there. But, you kind of put in uncomfortable situations that, it's one of those things that sometimes you just got to do. And when you do, you'll have success and you just, nobody died from it. Nobody got hurt. And so it's just, it's one of those things. It's okay. Just go do it. You'll be fine.
Yeah. I totally agree. That's what, Rochelle and the rest of the gang, we're trying to embody, stepping out our comfort zone and just basically just going for it.
Absolutely.
So,
you do it all the time. You'll do it all the time. So you'll never get to the point where you feel like, oh, I've got it and I'm so comfortable with everything. You're going to be uncomfortable with a lot of different things. So you got to always do it.
Yeah. And that's one of the ways, it's the only way to really like grow in this business, right? So I totally understand.
Absolutely.
So what would you say some of the things that you do to help to grow your mindset, and on what frequency do you do those on?
The ritual that I do every day is I do the miracle morning. If you're familiar with that, from a book called Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod, that really helped shape my morning routine. And from there, there's several different factors of it. There's meditation, there's affirmations, there's visualizations, exercise, reading, and writing. And doing all those exercises every morning really puts me in the right frame of mind in the morning. And I started to realize that it really changed my daily look at things when I was driving in traffic, and I really wasn't upset that much that people were cutting me off. And I'm in LA, so it happens all the time. You get mad, but I was like, it's okay. I mean, I'm not really worried. And then it hit me right then that I was like, maybe something's changing. I'm okay with it. It happens. It's not gonna ruin my day. And so that's when I started to realize it really was taking hold.
That's good. I've heard a lot about the Miracle Morning. So I have kind of my own routine, but I'm going to read that book and start incorporating some of those additional things that I'm not doing. So thank you for sharing about that.
Sure.
And so just one last question. From the moment you started developing your mindset, how long did it take before you started seeing growth within growth within yourself and success within your business?
I wouldn't say I have an exact date. I like to say that probably the start of me growing the mindset in this real estate game was when I started doing the Miracle Morning. I mean, it happened before that, but that really kind of shaped a lot of things. And so that was probably, it's closing on 1,000 days straight. So not quite there. It's about 900 and something days straight right now. But that's,
Nice.
over 2.5 years of just doing that straight. And what I started doing was I started writing things down that I had achieved while after doing the Morning Miracle. So there was a lot of things that I had started to achieve. Like I closed on my second property, which is 61 unit, what I did with partners. There's a lot of different things. At this point, I said I probably read around 40 books. The one that I like to say, like I started my meetup. I've been on podcasts now, just a lot of different things that have just kind of all popped up since doing that. The one thing that is kind of a fun thing for me to track that I really like is how many pens that I've gone through. And I think I've gone through 24 or something pens. So I just kind of like, that's all just from writing. And I kind of feel satisfied every time I say I finished a pen, I can throw it away. I just write it down. Here's another pen. And I think I'm going through like 24 pens right now. So I feel like that's a lot of writing that I do every day.
Yeah. So just a quick story. I thought about you last night when I was like reading my book and I was highlighting, because I remember you had shared with me before that, you kind of keep track of all the pens you go through. And I was like, I'm going to start keeping track of my highlighters from all the books that I read that I'm going through right now. So
definitely.
I was
it's a fun thing to keep track of, It's fun to look back on.
Yeah. So
sure.
Thank you so much, Powell. We appreciate your time and we look forward to keeping up with you as you crush it in the real estate space.
All right. Thank you, guys.